Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Lyle, BUCKSGEARBOX, and today we're unboxing a very special knife from Spyderco. This is a River's Edge Cutlery exclusive Para 3 in 10V. And of course, this is the Scorpion. This is the satin blade version. We're gonna unbox it right after this. All right, so welcome back. I'm really excited about this one. I really am a big fan of River's Edge Cutlery and everything that they do. So anytime they release an exclusive, I'm usually there, at least thinking about getting it. I can't afford to buy all of them, but this is pretty dang cool. We'll actually look at the knife in a minute. If you ordered one of these, you probably got the poker chip and this kind of unique sticker with a scorpion on it, which is awesome. You also get some of these kinds of things in the box, which is pretty typical for Spyderco. I'm going to hold this up for a second. You can pause it and read it if you would like. Nothing on the back of that. These are always cool. I enjoy this. Just makes the company seem a little bit smaller. They care, kind of thing, to they don't have to write this letter to us. So if you want to pause and read that, you sure can. Check it out. Talks a little bit about 10V. And if you're interested in knowing more, this is a great place to start. There's some information on their website as well. And we'll talk about it in a minute. I'm no metallurgy, steel expert or anything like that. But I am an enthusiast, and I'm pretty excited to be able to try out a new steel new to me. It's been out for a pretty long time now. Spyderco has used it before. It's a tool steel. The Para 3 is one of my favorite designs for everyday carry and one of my most carried knives ever. So it kind of goes neck and neck with the ProTech Malibu. Those two seem to be my go-tos, as well as Chris Reeve Small Sabenza. Yeah, I did get the Scorpion engraved in there, so that's pretty cool. It's like a PM2, but it is smaller and lighter. A little over 7 inches, less than a 3-inch blade, so that's kind of cool if you have legal issues where you are about what you can carry. G10 scales, it's like the Coyote Brown. Satin 10V blade. There is a black DLC version of this as well. I skipped that and got the satin, just personal preference. Great EDC overall. It weighs 2.5 ounces, so it's very light. Compression lock, which is still one of my favorite lock systems. Full flat ground, Spyderco shape and sliciness that we all kind of know and love. This is a fantastic knife. I have had it out of the bag once, but I've not really carried it yet. So yeah, this is like my first time really digging into it and viewing it as well. Need to clean it off a little bit. So yeah, it's got that great Spyderco flickable action that we all are used to. Open it in a variety of ways. Very fidgety for sure. And again, one of the great EDC knife designs ever made, in my opinion. Love this. Love the Para 3 for sure. All right, even though you've probably seen this, for those of you who don't have one, we'll go through the size comparisons here. We'll put it up against the PM2 first. As you can see, there's my big heavy brass scales on that. I took the pocket clip off and just enjoy using it around the house these days. One of my most carried knives ever, until I got my Para 3 in Maximate. Here they are side by side. Similar idea behind these steels, but not quite the same for sure. Here it is next to the Manix 2. Obviously, that's a big boy. And here we go. Let's put my other most carried pocket knife ever, the ProTech Malibu. There we go. Let's see, what else do I have out here on the table? For a quick comparison, I've got my Benchmade Griptilian full size. Obviously, it's a bigger knife for sure. And I've got a recent budget knife pickup, a CJRB Pyrite. A little bit of size comparisons for you. Obviously, most people are pretty familiar with the Para 3. I think the biggest complaint that I've heard is that people like bigger knives. But this one, just for a smaller knife, it just fits in my hand perfectly, and I've always enjoyed kind of flat design of these knives. The only thing I typically change on them are the pocket clip, because I like a deep carry clip. I opted for the River's Edge Cutlery Scorpion design, the lasering in there that they do, and it looks really, really sweet. Of course, the folks at REC always do phenomenal, and they do dependable custom work. Never, ever be afraid to have them add some flair to your gear for you. They're very, very good at that. And obviously, the other thing that people are most interested in, other than the exclusiveness of this knife, is the blade steel. Again, I'm not a metallurgist, but I know a few things about it. 10V's been around a while, and as usual, Spyderco has done well in the manufacture of this knife, from the grind to the heat treat, comparable to K390, to 15V, to Maximit, and the like. It's a high vanadium powder tool steel made by Crucible, and it will stay sharp forever, but you need to keep it maintained or it could get corrosion issues. That's just the way these steels are. You got to make sure that you keep on top of it, especially if you live in a saltwater area or an extra humid environment. Just got to make sure you stay on top of it. I've had my Maximit Para 3 for years with zero issues. I live in Ohio. It does get humid here. I carry it quite a bit, and it's not even really getting a patina yet. So I haven't had any issues. I just clean it off when I use it. Your mileage definitely may vary depending on where you live. I used to live in Florida, and obviously the saltwater thing, I lived on an island, and that could have been an issue for sure. So this is a high performance edge retention monster, and I can't wait to get to using it. If it's anything like the steels I mentioned previously, it'll probably get carried a lot. I already love the Para 3 for everyday carry. I'm a huge fan of REC, so their exclusives are always on my radar. And of course, these are sold out now, and secondary prices may vary quite wildly, but River's Edge Cutlery has a ton of great exclusives, including some Protex and some Vero engineering that are actually currently available right now. I'll have some links in the description below if you want to check those out. I am an affiliate, by the way, so just keep that in mind if you purchase anything. It does help out the channel, and I appreciate it, and it helps out the nice folks at River's Edge Cutlery. And if you got one of these, then I'm sure you're pretty happy about it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and have an awesome day.